panels. It wasn't even connected to anything. So we literally saws
I had
all.
my first pop day of the week done.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprised you didn't have one there, guy.
Oh, what's that?
Said I surprised you didn't have one.
I've drank maybe 2 Coke in a week and a half.
Wow.
Getting off it.
Getting off edge.
Well, we've got the March tournament coming up, so
So you're trying to get in
shape.
shape. Gotcha. Right.
Give me a sec. I should have remembered that I had to do this too. I have to share the link too.
Unless my camera's pointing way up.
20 pounds.
Is it again?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad. Like we
Not too bad.
usually don't look like we're.
Are we live?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
only one.
All right, guy.
There
Gonna
we
say whatever you're gonna say. Don't say it. It's we're live.
You're lucky. Mayor,
Your worship.
your honor.
Yeah, you're on.
Just hold on one second.
Is there trouble there or what?
Yeah, these things really kill me.
Yeah, we learned about
Where's
them
the
in
crack?
grade 3.
It was just
I was
somebody
gonna
who
say-
grew up with these bad boys.
Yeah, that's right. I actually at work we do all of our stuff electronically and it works great.
Government.
No government. Well, we're government, we wouldn't have a
First question, did you watch Bob and Doug McKenzie yet? So have you got the logo?
I don't have Amazon Prime, so I can't.
Oh, you're cheap.
It's time to bring back Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I missed copying the link. That's why I'm just looking for my link here. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah. Where would I find the link?
wind socks. We need wind socks, eh?
Yeah, we got them on me.
$200 worth. I didn't realize they were that expensive.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, I thought I was super organized and I was waiting, and now I'm like, finding the link.
Details.
Maybe.
Oh, that's where you are.
See if it's copy link. The other 2 times it was just like, oh, copy link. Let's do that right now.
Oh boy.
I'm not there. Okay, it's not there. Okay, we'll get back.
I'll find it for you.
Cancel that. Share screen.
The good news is that if you're watching this after, you can fast forward to when the meeting actually starts.
Yeah.
And watch at 1.25 speed. Or 1.5
Where do you want this?
or 2.
Right beside me. Okay, well, I was gonna share it to the Facebook link, but
Here, I'll text it to you.
you can text me the link.
I got it right here.
Okay, well, then I can
Wanna
share
get some-
that. Yeah, then I can share it.
We'll get some sweet feedback.
What is this?
I got it right here.
Okay, well, then I can share that.
We'll get some
Send
sweet
me a
feedback.
picture.
There it goes.
Oh, crap.
Technology.
You send it to me.
I'm trying. No, I'm doing the same thing here. Messages to Kevin. Same thing here.
You know anybody that knows anything about computers? Send them down.
Hey, Regina City Council's on too. We could watch that one.
Well, thanks.
Just put it in front of the camera.
Oh, it's in recess and we'll return shortly. Fortunately, we don't have to do recess too often. 20 people are watching theirs. I wonder if we could beat their record.
Depends what I say in the next 10 minutes, I bet.
It would come up.
And they are already at 5 hours and 6 hours.
Oh, no, let's not do that.
Well, they might have a few more
Ready to
things
roll.
to go through than us, 1 or 2 things, maybe. How many stabbings have happened today? There, now we got our 20.
Gonna have to watch that one in 1.2 to 4 speed.
No, thank you.
Okay, let's get our meeting started. Now that we've got the link on, yeah, thanks for the intro music, guy. Appreciate that. Now that we've got the link on Facebook to our YouTube channel, so people can go back and watch all the YouTubes. Much easier than you can go back and watch on Facebook.
Kevin was gonna sing? I think.
Already did.
Little Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff. That's right. Dang.
That was so yesterday.
That'll get the 20 viewers.
Good one. Okay, as we gather here, we acknowledge we're on Treaty 6 territory in the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respect to the First Nation Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. So let's open up the agenda here. Okay, so everybody take a look through that. Few things on the docket for today. Anybody have any questions about the agenda? And if not, can I get a motion to accept that agenda or approve it? Okay. Deputy Mayor McLeod makes that. All in favor? Carried. Just a reminder, Kevin, I know you got it, but we don't have Rachel here today, so Kevin's taking minutes. But the good news is,
It's
actually, you don't even necessarily need to take minutes. You could just go and get it off the recording. That is the thrill of technology.
Just so full of great
And-
advice. Thank you. Thank you, your worship.
If you
Their-
really
Thank
want
you,
it-
their worship.
If you really want to be efficient, you can just have AI scroll this meeting and find the minutes for us.
Certainly could do that.
Okay, consent agenda. Everybody's had a chance to look through that. There's, one thing that we had talked about, Kevin, yesterday. No, not advice. Joint Protective Services Committee. We're gonna share the,
And I did. It should be there.
Really?
You updated it.
because I did update right as I walked in.
It's in there.
Yeah, I did it yesterday right after.
Nine.
When I updated it, it said updated, but it doesn't have it. Okay.
Well, we can talk about it when we get there.
Oh, it's in 9.9. Sorry, I was looking for it in the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody have any comments, questions?
Thought we were gonna break into song.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Counselor Smith makes that motion. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, today we don't have any public hearings, but we will
In the
in
next meeting. Yeah.
a
me too.
week from today. Remember that we're having two close meetings in March, so the next one will be March 18th. And we do have a couple of public hearings then. We don't have any delegations or presentations, so we'll go to bylaws. Bylaw 7I, the development permit and fees bylaw for first reading.
Right, so as councils, where we've had a development fees, permits and fees bylaw, we last did it in 2023. The only reason why we're bringing it forward now is SAMA, who's Saskatchewan Assessment Management Agency, they do what they call it as maintenance. So every time with the assessment, if you do something to your yard, your property, your house, when you do a building permit or a development permit, that triggers us to tell SAMA that something's being done. So mostly there's an improvement or an increase to the value of your property, which then we get an assessment notice. So the SAMA used to, and I've been around this long, SAMA used to do maintenance for nothing. So it's like when I say nothing, we always pay an annual fee. But they used to do it, it was included in the annual fee of all of our SAMA fees. But then about 6-8 years ago, they started charging $25 per file. And now in 2026, they are now going to charge $50 per file. So we wanted to make sure we reflected that in the development fees bylaw. So we increased the value. So as you can see, so really there's no changes to the bylaw except for Schedule A. So if you go to Schedule A, our current development permit fee is $75. So we are proposing to increase that to $100. That's for a permitted use, and for a development permit application for a discretionary use, it's currently $150, and we're proposing to do the $200. Now, the reason it is more than the $25 increase for the discretionary use, there is more, discretionary use does involve more stuff, more administration time. So we do feel like it is double is a good idea. So it was actually 75 and 150, so it's double. So we just stayed with that as 100 and 200 is double. Minor variance application, those are just a part, that's just a part of the development permit application fee. So we wouldn't actually be charged an extra $25 or $50. That's just all part of something that's already existing. So we've actually captured that in the development fee permit fee application. And then the change of occupancy application as well, that So you could come in with a change of occupancy application and only that. So we want to make sure we captured the SAMA fee there. And then the development appeal fee, we felt that the $50 was very low. So this has nothing to do with the SAMA increase. This money would not be forwarded onto SAMA. But we felt it was a very low fee. So we felt that it should go to $100 instead of $50. Because when you do an appeal, we do have quite a bit of administrative work that we have to do. And the idea that development pays for development is an important philosophy. So we want to make sure, again, $100 probably doesn't capture, but on average, it would capture the costs.
When would that, give me a scenario, when somebody would pay that?
So if somebody came in and filed a development permit application and we denied it,
Like we as council? Or
no,
we as administration?
administration denied it. We could do that. So it would be denied based on our zoning bylaw. But there is the ability to appeal that. There's
Okay.
always the ability to appeal. So then they would appeal to us. They'd send us the appeal. Then we actually would start our development appeals board, which for us, we work with Western Municipal for development appeals board. And then they would do a hearing and they would hear the appeal.
Gotcha.
So this is just an appeal fee that is non-refundable. They also have to do a development appeal deposit in case they need third party, and then there's additional advertising. So when we have to advertise, and then that's the appellant has to pay for that, up to $500, right? So then the idea is that we don't have to, it doesn't cost us any money, so again, development pays for development. There's also the ability, a discretionary use permit application could also be appealed. So say it was declined, you could appeal that as well. It's a little more involved and a little less easy to appeal a discretionary use application, but they'd have to appeal based on, like, because you have bars that you have to meet when you do the appeal in the first place, or when you do the development application in the first place, and when you guys have the hearing, you have bars that you have to meet. So they could argue that, we said that they didn't need this bar, and they could argue they did, and so they could take it to an appeals board. There is actually a third level of appealing, so you can appeal. You have it here, then you appeal to the development appeals board, and then if people don't like the development appeals board, they actually can take it to the provincial mediation board or local government. So that's the deciding factor. The other piece, not to bore you with the details, but I'm going to, because that's just the way things are. You can also, you could do a development application, and you could be approved for it. And I could hear that, and I could see it, and I could actually appeal that I don't think it should have been passed. That's very rare.
I as the administrator, I as
As
like
a-
Sorry, no, take off that hat, just as a person.
as a neighbor.
As a
like,
neighbor,
if
yeah,
I
I
feel
could not
it
like it. I don't like it impacting my property. Generally, that happens in the case of when it's a discretionary use, because there's been more conversation about it. But yes, if you feel that something has been, the rules have been applied incorrectly, you can have an interest, but you then pay the appeal fee, like I do, or whoever that's the appellant. So the appellant could be not the neighbor. So I did have, and the reason I bring that up is because I was involved I was a development appeals board secretary, and long story, make it really short, the municipality that denied an application was actually, they denied the application based on their zoning bylaw, but they were in the process of changing their zoning bylaw. And so the municipality actually supported the appeal. So it came to the development appeals board, and the development appeals board heard it, and the municipality spoke in favor of the appeal. And so because of that, the development appeals board said, okay, it doesn't seem to be injurious on anyone, blah, 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 even though there was a neighbor that spoke to how it was injurious on them. But we and the development appeals board did not feel that the neighbor spoke to the law. So we made a decision to grant the appeal. The neighbor then appealed to the province, and the neighbor won. And then the guy that was trying to build this, it was a garage, and was trying to build a garage. It ended up being delayed, and they never ever could build the garage. So it went through a process and it was $1. Anyway, sorry, that's a long story. Sorry. Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, so there you go. Talking about garages.
That's a
Yeah,
garage.
there you go. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Okay,
That
so that was a
shows
long
sales.
thing about the
Who
development.
pays for that?
Well, ultimately, so the appellant pays, it's not the same as board of revision. A board of revision, then you refund if they win.
Yeah.
Appeals is just money lost. Yeah, you got, so for that neighbor, they had to really feel that they were injuriously affected. And they did, and they appealed, and they won. So, and they appealed it, and once it was the provincial, it was done.
But they were best friends.
Was it like a 40 by 60 shop or something like that?
Yeah.
It was 90 square meters. No, it actually, it was.
90.0.
It was actually a tall.
Yeah.
It was actually it was on a resort village, and it was blocking their view. So the neighbor, the guy wanted to build a garage. Actually, it was a granny suite above a garage, which was totally allowed, and it was on his own property. But the view of the neighbor of the lake was through their property, and they argued that it injuriously affected their property because they no longer had, they had built and they had a second floor kitchen or whatever, and they built it and they could enjoy the view of it. Again, so tell you what, I was like, screw that, like that. You don't have, like, you have no rights. It's through, like, you built.
I have appealed to. Yeah, I've appealed.
But they won. The province said, yeah, no, it does injuriously affect their property. And I'm like, because they're like they're looking through my property and I have to, you do. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Anyway, sorry. Anyway,
So he was building a full garage?
who has the gavel?
No, but he wasn't just adding a granny suite, two in the
Yeah, he was a garage and up above. Yeah, so he probably built a shorter garage. But it's interesting. Yeah, Anyway, next piece, the building permits. So we also, even though the $25 SAMA fee is dealt with because usually if you do a building permit, you also do a development permit application. But we also felt that the demolition, building permit, residential building permit, commercial were quite low. They haven't been changed for quite some time. So we've increased them to values that are easier for deal with. So $50 for demolition permit, $100 for building permit, and $150 for building permit. And then the rest is the same. And then we just did some alterations to the, we just changed, bylaw 0126, and we just put different, our different logo for the original logo. So yeah, so that is for first reading. That is the development, first reading of the development bylaw.
Any questions?
I would make the motion for the first reading.
Thank you. Councilor Bruce makes a motion for first reading the development permit and fees bylaw. All in favor? Carried.
Could we do 1 and 2?
You could. I would suggest you don't, and here's why. So we are still, until March 31st, we are under the Housing Accelerator Fund project. And so we made some promises under that our fees would not go up during that time period. So even though you'd like to do 1 and 2, I would like you to not have passed third reading before March 31st. So you could do 1 and 2. But
We'll slow play this one.
Yeah, in theory, we've got a meeting next week, so March 18th, and then we have a meeting April 1st. So
And it's not a huge
Yeah,
issue.
there's
to
no
do it
rush.
right now.
exactly.
Okay, we don't have any communications requiring action or deletion, so we're gonna go to 9I, which is a report of administration, and this is one about the Fire Joint Protective Services Committee, the operations budget.
Right. So in there, we've got, so there was minutes. So we had a meeting, the Joint Protective Services Committee had a meeting. They recommended the 2026 Joint Fire Operations budget. So it's there before you. We are still working. We've been operating on that. There's expenditures related to calls, there's revenues related to calls, and then we also have a second section, which is annual retainers and expenditures related to us providing level of service. So there are 2 sections. So on the top section, we are still working hard to actually get to a point where we're collecting revenues on the same, like that are directly related to calls. So we have expenditures, so we're working hard to make sure that our expenditures, that we're reporting the right expenditures, but we're also making sure that we have to find revenues to offset those expenditures. So the piece is, and the mayor alluded to that earlier, is that this committee also had some conversation about service fees, about fees. So because we obviously have a ways to come to meet, to get revenues to relate to the expenditures. Like, so they should be variable expenses, not fixed expenses. There are some fixed expenses in there, don't get me wrong, but we're trying to figure out how to manage that. So we're getting better, but yeah, we're working more. So we did pass a new rates policy, which I can chat about a little bit later, and I attached it. So that's fee. So you can see that our revenues related calls is budgeting for a loss of $39,000. The other piece is in the last 2 years, which is great, that there has been like very few calls. And I'm going to say very few. There's still been lots of calls, but just less calls and not lucrative calls. And lucrative, again, I hate using that word, but just high cost calls, let's say. Or yeah. So there has been very few of them. So we've been kind of running the gamut of like losing money in the revenue related calls. So we're trying to figure out how to get around it. So then on the bottom is the agreement annual retainer. So yes, we have the RM of Rudy and the town of Outlook are 50-50 partners in this. We do have agreements with the Village of Broderick and the Village of Glenside. We had signed agreements with the Village of Broderick and Village of Glenside. This 2026 is the last year of those agreements. So we locked in the $2,000 retainer. So we are still in the initial stages of having some conversation with them about a new retainer and a new agreement. The committee's discussed it already a bit, and we're going to discuss it a little bit more at the next quarterly meeting. So at the next meeting, we'll discuss it, and then hopefully we'll have a recommendation, and then we can take it to the Village of Broderick and the Village of Glenside at that time.
But Broderick and Glenside, like if you had they don't go for free.
No, so this is a retainer. So they just pay a retainer, an annual retainer, just to be a part of this.
Oh,
So,
then we would
so
bill
right now it's
for
2,000,
Okay.
and then whoever the third party is gets billed.
Okay.
So it's the same as Rudy. So
Okay.
yeah. So they pay they'll pay these service call fees that are the rates, but it's the third party. It's not the Village of Broderick and not the Village of Glenside, unless it was their
Unless it was there.
on their property.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So in town,
But in
Our
in the
taxes
town
paid.
in the town of Outlook, yes, the people should not.
don't
It's
hesitate.
covered by taxes. We do, like, people know, the town pays
Right.
on behalf of the residents. Except for in the case of a motor vehicle collision. Yeah, right. So as we passed that recently, so it's an SGI call, so right. So anyway, so that's that piece. So that's why we kept it into two, so we've got the retainer piece, yeah. So in the retainer piece, so yeah, the important piece is, as you can see, we are going from the town of Outlook and the RM of Rudy in 2025 paid $55,000 each, and this year the budget has it as $90,000 each. So it's a $35,000 increase, which is 74%. Kind of unavoidable. I don't want to say I told you so, because that sounds bad, but I told everybody so.
Just did.
But I just did. But that's the piece. I think what I want to say is I predicted that we were going to, with building a new fire hall, there was going to be costs with the fire hall, and there was going to be additional costs for operations. So I think we went into this knowingly. Now I'm just saying here's some stark realities. So, which really again feeds the whole thing is like, yes, building the fire hall, we built it on donations, but over time, the taxpayer will pay for that fire hall, right? So, $90,000 each is where we're at. We have fully capitalized the fire hall in 2025. So we are amortizing it in 2026. So there's some amortization. So we just anticipate in 2027, there'll be even more amortization costs. So I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but that $90,000 will even be higher next year.
Why will there be more next year?
Because in your first year is 50%. Your amortization is 50%. And then the second, and then you go 100%.
Oh,
So the first year is
Okay.
50%.
I see. I was thinking about that differently. I was thinking it was 50% and then the number went down.
Well, it does go like 50% of a higher number, but then the next year, 100% of a lower number is
Yeah.
higher than 50%.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 14,000 at the
Actually,
Or no?
yeah, no, it's so, we've accommodated that right now, but yeah, it's gonna get higher, significantly higher for next year. So,
Right.
Yeah.
But it'll
yes,
be
it's
that.
14 right now.
that-
Yes, it's 14 right now.
Because I was gonna say, when I'm looking at all the things that have changed.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, right, and it'll grow even more so. Yeah.
And not a whole lot we can really do about it.
No, No, well, because it's expended, the money's been spent, the hall's been built, and there we go. So yeah, it's again, the committee was committee, which is, you know, members of council and members of the town council, members of the RM council, you know, seem to understand that. I guess I'm not sure if either Councillor Long or Councillor Deere want to speak to that anymore, but it's really tough to find a place to cut really in this. And we've been doing this project for a number of years, knowing that we're going here. So
Yeah, there's a lot of fixed fees.
Yeah.
Fixed costs.
yeah, and there's not, you know, the other piece that is kind of is quite important is, and we all know this too, is our apparatuses and equipment are lacking, I guess, for a lack of a better word. You know, so in 2025, for instance, we ended up spending $55,000 on that ladder truck that we didn't plan to spend.
Right.
So that's almost why, like, explains our full loss of last year, and it's out of budget. But we knew it. We got the quote. When we found out, we got the quote, and the committee and both councils were aware that there's going to be some additional costs that we weren't looking at, weren't hoping was going to happen. But like the ladder truck, we hadn't spent money on for years. But yeah, all the other apparatus we spend money on, and really, you know, anybody that has any kind of equipment or machinery knows. As soon as you start spending some money, like as soon as there's a breakdown or whatever, it's usually a 5-digit number for repairs, right? It's not hundreds, and it's more than 10,000 usually, right? So that's the piece. So of course we have a very we don't have a huge budget for repairs and maintenance on here. So yes, if we run into like a major repair or major expenditure, yeah, we have to fix that.
But we still have quite a bit more than what we had last year budgeted.
Yes, we still
Do
budget more.
we,
Yes.
is that for unforeseen things, or is there something?
No, so most of the stuff we're budgeting for is, so our fire department actually does a pretty good job of, they will budget for things that they think they want to buy, but then, you know, they don't necessarily buy them until 2/3 of the way through the year in case there has been a blowout or something like that, so that there is some stuff that we can cut. So an example here would be the thermal imaging camera. It's something that we need to be replaced, but you know, we're hoping to get one. We budgeted for that separately this year. Didn't just include it in equipment and maintenance because it was sizable and significant enough that we put it in there. But yeah, it's not thermal. We bought the one ground monitoring for 26 is what it is. Sorry, yeah, so it's just the same line. It was just a significant expense. So yeah, whether we actually get that or not, maybe it won't be, because you know, we'll wait a little bit on that. So yeah, just looking for a motion to approve that. And then but before you do that, I also wanted to present, so that'll be the only motion I'm looking for, but Outlook Rudy Fire Hall. So there's a fairly decent statement there we produced. So our revenues, so the town of Outlook and the Arm of Rudy both budgeted $100,000 each to put towards the fire hall. So that's $200,000. The Stronger Together campaign donations and pledges, it was at the end of 2025, was $1,296,713.63. It is a little bit higher now. Then we had some interest earned on our early donations, because of course the project the fundraising had been going on for a while, so we had almost $10,000 in interest that we earned. And then we had about a little over $130,000 in kind work and pledges. So our total revenue regarding the fire hall was $1,637,067, and it's still growing, by the way. So then our expenditures on the fire hall, putting on the plan and the building, and it's fully paid for, is $1.466 million. But that's out in cash outlay. And then we had the in-kind that wasn't billed. So some in-kind got billed to us, which is fine. Like it works out in the statement, but there's some that just was in kind. It was fully donated in kind, and we never got billed. So that was $91,853. And then we are with the Arm of Rudy. They've lent us money lent this organization, not us. They've lent Outlook Rudy Fire and Rescue Fire Hall project. They lend us money for the pledges. So we figured out the interest on the future. So it's just under $25,000 in interest that we'll be paying the Arm of Rudy. So the total expenditure for the Outlook Rudy Fire Hall is right now is at 1,582,000 or for 1,583,000. So we're sitting at a surplus of about $54,000. There are still some things to, now the fire hall itself is done, but there are still some things to spend money on. So we had hoped to put in a
Massage chair, hot tub.
no. So yeah, no. So we had hoped to put in, yeah, no kidding. We'd hoped to put in a generator. So we've got some pricing on a generator, which will fit in at $55,000. Plus we have some recognition pieces. So we're hoping to put a cairn and a signage for the hall and a cairn for the hall. So all of that should fit in $54,000. So it's really important to know that it's actually, we've raised more money. Now, we're not going crazy trying to blow that money. If there's any leftover money in this fire hall project, because it would go to future, like to reserves for future apparatus purchasing. So that, because that was a part of the Stronger Together campaign, was not just building a fire hall, but also building towards an apparatus. So if there is money, which we still anticipate there will be money left over, we still do have donations coming in. The campaign cabinet is looking to wrap up their work, but they are targeting June 12th grand opening, and then hoping to wrap up their campaign. The campaign cabinet is hoping to wrap up its work in June as well. But there are still donations coming in, and we're still doing tax-deductible donation receipts. And yes, it will go to future apparatuses as well. So not only is it coming in, like our money in is higher than our money out, but it's also lower than budgeted. So our budgeted expenditure was $1.667 million in the end. And so we're $84,000 under budget right now, so which is good. So you don't hear very often that you have a project that, is also paying for it. We raised enough money to do it, or raising enough money to do it, and it's under what we initially budgeted. We're all very proud of that fire hall, and many people, outsiders, have looked at it and just said, I don't know how you built it for this. And it's really a testament to the contractors and just the community, and just that, and not just contractors, but even suppliers. So outside suppliers, really, we had some excellent deals on some outside supplies that we actually have one or two suppliers that refuse to actually be recognized for what the deals they gave us, and won't even actually tell us the product they gave us value compared to what they charged us for it. But definitely got a very good deal from some of them. So, and they don't want any recognition, so which is fine. So really good situation there. But again, and I just want to go back to a little bit about the town, about Lindy Arm of Rudy. Both municipalities put in $100,000 each, knowing that the target, like when we looked at the budget, we were like very doubtful. We wanted to get that hall built. And so we both put in $100,000, saying, yeah, that way we'll get to the number that we need to build that hall. The idea being that both municipalities was that, if our fundraising gets to actually fully pay for the hall, well, then that's money that we will invest and set aside in reserves for future apparatuses. So that's the idea behind, if there is extra money, that it will go to that. So, which is good. So that was that statement. Again, doesn't need any motion, just sharing that. And then the final thing is just the response rates policy. So the Outlook Rudy Joint Protective Services Committee did not have a policy per se, it just was a motion in the past, but we decided to make sure we did it in a policy. So we made a policy number. And yeah, so we looked at cleaning up our policy and just making sure we had the rates in there. So we've got our labor rates, mileage rates, consumable supplies is just on a cost recovery. And then we have motor vehicle accident in there that they're going to be charged the SGI rates. And then we've got what our equipment rates are as well. So $12.50 for the, so there is an increase in these rates. And then finally, then we have the various scenarios. So there's a dangerous goods call. So in the case of a dangerous goods call, our department would be answering, but ultimately is going to go to a third party. So a third party that has specialization in dangerous goods. So it would be whatever their rates are. But then we also, our department, if we respond and are working with it, we've got a special rate for that too, because it just requires some more expertise on our behalf. And then we have basically That was number 6. Number 7, number 5 is regular. Number 7 is basically a mutual aid. So if we're going to mutual aid, so it's our same rates because we don't want to hose our neighbors, but we do actually have a flat administration fee of $250. They're added to that, and it's just because it's just timeliness of getting this, and there's just more work on our behalf to try to make sure that we do that. So that's the only additional cost for mutual aid. And then we have section 8 is about the Jaws of Life tools. And then section 9 is an EMS call and just what that would be. So we try to deal with any kind of calls that we have. We work to get that. So anyway, that's been approved. But just for your information, just support that there is an increase in the on joint fire department budget. There is an increase in the revenues for calls because we've increased the rates.
Is the Jaws of Life, it's Jaws of Life that aren't SGI, which I think is pretty rare.
Yeah.
But is that the SGI rate? Or is it-
No, there isn't a net, like SGI rate they don't break
They
down
don't break
Jaws of
down.
Life. It's just, this is the per hour.
Whether you use them or not.
Whether you use them or not,
Yeah.
So, yeah, we
They
just,
used to.
You're
They
right.
used to have the 2 rates.
yeah, no, it's not now. So yeah, very, very rare, like you said, that you'd use the Jaws of Life. I think it's more of like, this was actually a carry forward of just having that just in there, just in case it's used for whatever reason. Honestly, I don't know that you'd be in a situation like, actually, no, I can think of situations. You guys probably would be better than me, but you could use the Jaws of Life in a combine or any kind of piece of equipment. That wouldn't be SGI, like if it's in a field.
Yeah, quad, anything unplated.
Yeah, so anything
Anything
on private, anything on private property
too,
right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not vehicles.
Like a handrail.
Anything what?
On private property, like.
No,
you could
like,
afford-
because if you crash your vehicle,
Plated, yeah, but
yeah, plated,
but
it's still plated.
But farm equipment isn't plated, right?
Right.
I guess that's what I was thinking about.
I don't even know how that works. Must go into personal, so I don't know.
So it'd be your insurance, it'd be your farm
Yeah.
insurance, right?
What do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have,
Okay.
So, yeah.
So the only motion we really need is the fire budget.
approve the budget.
Not
I'll make that one.
Joint Protective Services
Yeah.
Committee
I did
budget.
label it.
Councillor Deerdahl is gonna make that motion. And you're on the Protective Services Committee, so are you, Andy? Did either of you have any comments on any of it?
Nope, I do maybe, no, I was just.
I have no comments.
You're good to go?
Yeah.
Sounds good. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Good to get that passed. Hopefully, in the end, it's not quite as bad as it looks.
Right,
I think usually it's probably not.
it has been getting, last year was a little bit of an exception to it.
Yes, well, but it's good. We haven't had too many calls.
Ross been quiet.
Okay, except now you've jinxed it.
Thank you.
And we'll be getting dinged out right away. Okay, let's go to 9II, tax enforcement status. You're gonna give us a quick update. on-
Right, so for sure, just an update, it's mostly like, again, not talking names or anything, but it's just, we only have 5 files, so the one in green has actually been removed. So we only have 5 files left in tax enforcement. Of course, this is prior to the 2025 year, so we do have files right now that are working to pay their arrears. March 31st, so at maybe your April 1st meeting, maybe not, maybe the next one, you'll have a listing to begin tax enforcement. So, yeah, but people have till March 31st to get, really what we do is if you're making regular payments and it's looking like by the time the next levy comes out that you'll be paid down, then we don't start tax enforcement. So usually good rule of thumb is if you're less than $1,000, we don't start tax enforcement at March 31st.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it for you, because again, it's for us, it's not worth it, but it's not our cost. It's the cost is to the taxpayer. They pay their tax enforcement fees. So, or we pay them and then collect them. But yeah, 5 files, all but one of those files is now making regular payments. So, which is really good. So.
Good stuff.
Yeah, tax enforcement has been its tax enforcement has been good. Like we are in a great situation for tax enforcement.
Okay, thank you for that update. Let's go to number 10, Mayor and Councilor's Forum. Anybody got anything?
A little bit. How much?
Not hearing anything on that side of the room.
Well, yeah,
Go ahead.
just that we're having success with our basketball teams, both LCBI and OHS, I guess, are going to various tournaments and doing well.
Excellent.
It's good for the high schools.
Oh, me?
Sure.
I thought Sharon was gonna speak up this time.
No,
Well, just announcing the Bartzies tournament. Everybody knows about that, April 3rd and 4th. Should be something, kind of gets near the end of the season. U22, I believe they have something on the 14th
Yeah,
at 7 p.m. in
we play in Saskatoon, or in Martinsville. against Saskatoon.
That's it. I
At
wrote
7 on the 14th, and then Sunday is the 6 o'clock here.
Here, and then if they
Yeah.
have to go to the 3rd, it's on the same day?
Yeah, so it's a 2-game series, and if it's tied after 2 games, then you play a mini game
Here.
after
Okay.
right after. And if we win that series, then the finals starts next weekend.
So the 14th at Martinsville, 15th at
15th here,
Redplex, and
6
then
o'clock.
ends there
Yeah.
for the U22s. And then
Yeah.
U18s, I think is tonight actually in Unity at 7:30. I believe. I think that's, I'm not sure if they won the first one or not.
No,
No,
they
they
lost
lost
first
4-3.
4-3, okay.
That's what we saw from the curling rink.
Yeah. And so how did the seniors do, by the way?
Let's not talk about it.
I heard it was actually pretty good. I was home sick, so I didn't get to see.
Season's over.
Season's over,
Season's over.
but only by 1 goal?
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
2 heartbreakers in a row, but
but you're close.
you win some, you lose some. If they didn't have Jago, well, but when we had Jago, we won too. So
Oh, you can't
It
blame
makes
it
a
all on one
difference.
person.
I
Come
am.
on.
yeah,
Can't do it.
yes, we're
It's a
done.
team.
But we did play better those games.
So are you playing in the Barchi to get all the people out?
Yeah.
Oh, good. My team?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know if you're good enough. We'll see. But
Apparently, I'm
Now he's not, he's going hit on.
Yeah. Yeah, right. High shots only.
so yeah, and I guess also we were talking a little bit about the rink parking lot, and hopefully everybody kind of uses their head when they're driving on it, because of course it's pretty mucky, but it's not very mucky in there. It's not too bad.
Mhm.
It's potholy a bit, but we'll see how that works out.
Do some more work on it in the spring.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I hope it's okay. I think you're not sinking into your ankles now, so that might be good.
Mhm. The other one too for events is the DLN Flintstone Curling Classic next
This
weekend.
I forgot
Next
about that.
weekend, yeah.
Next weekend. Sounds like they're pretty near full for teams, so that's good.
I think-
16.
I think it is. I think it's full.
That's good.
Awesome.
And then there's the over 50 plus.
Yeah,
Curling.
we're trying not
You're
this
in that
week,
chair?
but we're not sure if we're gonna go. We don't have a good turnout. So we don't have a good representation.
Not sure what that one.
Excuse me,
It'll be an afternoon thing.
Councilor Bruce.
Yes, I guess that would make sense.
Are you looking for volunteers for the under 22?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we can.
Just in case anybody wants
Yeah,
to
we're
volunteer out there?
we're decent with it, but we can always use volunteers. We'd really just like people to come out and watch games. That's most of the big thing. So it's, yeah, $10 for adults, under 18 is free. So
Well, we're getting to the end of the hockeys and
It's supper.
curling and all that
Yeah.
season, so if
it's right around
you want to
summertime.
watch
So
anything, you better get out there.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be into summer soon enough.
Yay.
Okay, speaking of announcements and things, we'll go to 11I. So these are reminders that there's one empty seat here for a counselor that we're missing. Which side, we don't know. Maybe it depends on who gets elected.
Maybe over there.
But, so today is March 11th. Tomorrow is March 12th. So if you are around from 9:30 to 4, can stop by the town office and vote
advance poll.
in the advance poll, or you can go March 19th, which is a week from tomorrow, from 3 to 7 at the town office,
Mhm.
or election day is the 25th, which
And
is
it's
the
gonna be at the art
Wednesday.
gallery. Yeah, at the art gallery.
in the art
The
gallery.
other piece is, and it's getting close, but we do have homebound voting. So if anybody is homebound and would like to, and is a voter and would like to vote, we do offer homebound voting. So you just make contact with us. There's a little form to fill out. If you're a caregiver of a homebound voter, you can also vote at home. So we actually go to the home. We did that last election. It's kind of a really neat people who really, they exercise their right to vote. And I've been very fortunate to be around people that haven't exercised their right to vote for a long time, and it's pretty profound when you do it.
Mhm.
Rachel did it with me last time. She was like, I don't know what we're getting into, and I'm like, oh, you'll see. And then we left. We were driving by. She was like, I have such a good feeling in my heart. I'm like, yeah, don't you? It's just the right to vote is it's important. So it's kind of cool. It makes people like me who are election junkies really feel good about stuff. And also, we're getting really delayed in this, but if you know of somebody that is not home and they want to vote by mail-in ballot, you got to get a hold of me really quickly so I can send your mail-in ballot. But we can certainly do that too. So, but it's going to be tight. But we actually are set such that we want to receive your ballot by election day. But if we don't receive it by election day, because we'll know how many ballots are out there. So if we don't receive it by election day, we have the right to, we have a poll that, and it would probably be at one of the advanced polls that, because we cannot identify that it's your ballot, so the secret ballot, right? So we would have a poll where there will be a certain amount of ballots in that that haven't been counted yet, and the mail-in ballot will go there. Now we can't wait a bunch of time, but we have a few days after the poll. So for us, we always declare, you declare elected and whatnot on that night. But if there's enough ballots that are mail-in ballots, and we've heard that before, right, provincially and federally, then that we can't actually, we have to depend on the mail-in ballots. So, but we know exactly how many mail-in ballots are out there. So, and we would know how many ballots are in that ballot box too. So, but yeah, ideally, we don't want to be that way, but we are in a situation where if that is the case, that we would wait a reasonable amount of time before we would count those ballots. So, yeah, but we've got a pretty good system with mail-in ballots, and we can send them out. But yeah, in 24, we didn't have anybody request a mail-in ballot. I have 6. Well, 6 have said they haven't sent me. They haven't sent me the forms yet, and so we also have forms for that too. So they start out. They have to fill a form. The form has to be signed by, which is a little bit harder. It has to be signed by either a notary public or a commissioner of oaths, wherever they're at. So it's kind of makes it a little
Here in
harder.
the States, it could be.
Well, but somebody of that stature, and we're not too fussy about it. It just has to be somebody that can legally witness it. And then they email it back. So that part's can be really quick. And then we will courier the ballots to them, and we send it in a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we courier it back. So it would be fairly quick. But yes, there are definitely some snowbirds, I guess, for lack of better terms, that are ways away. But I'm pretty confident we could get them to them and back if
Courier in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Both directions.
Yeah,
Should be able
that's-
to. But again, we would wait. Like again, by our law, we can wait a few days, reasonable amount of time. So
It could be done.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, it's important everybody exercise their right to vote. Not everybody has that. So, yes, we don't take that for granted. The other thing on this, you've got regular hearings scheduled for our March 18th meeting. Can you enlighten us on what those will be for?
Yeah, so we actually have two hearings. They're both discretionary use permit hearings. So I know the one. Okay, so the one is a second. So we had a discretionary use hearing a month ago.
Yeah.
And that same property owner has actually decided they have enough space to actually do a second unit in that same building, and that is allowed as a discretionary use permit. So that is coming to, and we've notified all the neighboring properties. And then the other one is a property that I don't remember the street, but the neighbors have all been notified. But it is a property that it's currently zoned R2. So in which case, I think I got it right. It's been a while since I looked at it. It's either zoned R2 and they're building a semi-detached, which is a discretionary use, or it's zoned R1 and they're building zoned R2 and they're building a single detached, which is discretionary, or it's zoned R1 and they're building a semi-detached. I think they're building a house on it. Shoot, it's one or the other, but it's very clear. I'm sorry if I knew you were going to ask me, I would have had that, but It's definitely a discretionary use. And it's either a building a duplex on a single detached on an R1, or it's building a single detached on an R2.
Well, we'll get the information next
For
week.
sure, sorry.
No, that's
Should have just stopped it. They're discretionary use permit.
that's good enough. Okay, so let's keep going. 11II, residential land tenders for Man Street.
Right, so yeah, and I made the title and then I added two different things. So the first one is Man Street. So we had already tendered the residential lots for Man Street and for Fraser Avenue. We did not get any bids. So, and our deadline was March 2nd. So we took the liberty of, we've actually had a few people reaching out to us saying, okay, well, you know, I was gonna bid, but I didn't, and they didn't like the price, the suggested retail price, which I said, but it was just suggested, it was just giving you an idea of like what we're thinking. Doesn't mean like you can bid anything. So we've actually had a few people reach out and go, you know what, could you tender it again? I didn't think there's any harm in tendering it again. But I did remove the Fraser Street or Fraser Avenue. Those were the 3 apartment lots. We have had no interest at this time, which is fine. If council recalls, we are having Associated Engineering work on what it will cost us to develop these areas. They haven't got all that information yet. And so the idea was, oh, well, if there was interest in buyers for all, like some of this, both, then we might do both pieces. But if there's no interest, then we can just leave it for a while. So
Yeah.
I don't think saying that there's no interest in R1 or R2 houses is accurate. I think it's just maybe it's just, we've got so much happening right now with the local builders they've got a lot that they're working on that to get them to the idea that I want to buy this lot or that lot over there in a year and a half. Just they may, and I love them all. I'm not trying to say that they can't do this, but maybe that they're not at the capacity to be able to think about that right now. But hopefully, maybe, it's not priority. I've definitely had some conversations. You know, there's definitely interest, but it's also a little bit like, you know, if you build it, will they come? And it's even, this is always, if we give you a deposit on something that's actually not even ready yet.
Yeah.
You know, but now we're behind the 8 balls going, but we are not going to develop it if we're not going to be able to sell it, right? There's a lot of risk here for everybody. There's a risk for developers. There's a risk for the town. So anyway, my idea is like, let's give it another couple months.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to make a decision. We actually don't have an estimate of what it's going to cost us to develop right now. So I think we're okay with that. So that was that piece, just that we're going to tender that.
Okay.
Extend the tender. It wouldn't hurt to have a motion on that. And then the other.
Do you want to make a motion?
Sure.
Councilor Smith makes that motion. All in favor?
Okay.
Carried.
And then the other piece, as council's well aware, for 305 Mackenzie Street North, we now have that property has returned to us. It's the cat that came back the very next day. So we have that property once again. So I'd like a quick turnaround on that. So we have a tender to advertise there. We do have a suggested retail price of $75,000. It is 79.99 feet. So it is a larger frontage than the properties we have, and it's fully serviced. So again, that's a suggested retail price. It's not saying that you need that, like council needs that, but it is, and it's, yeah. So anyway, but it is fully serviced and
Well, that's worth it.
ready to roll, and supply and demand.
Motion on that one?
Yeah.
Members. Okay, Councilor Deardahl makes that motion. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Sounds good. Get that tender out and we'll see what information we get back. Hopefully this is the last time we have to tender it.
Third time's charm.
Always is. Okay, let's
Stay.
Okay, let's go to 12I, balance scorecard. So why don't you speak to
just
that?
speak to that. So town council had a committee meeting earlier today, and town council did some grading on this balanced scorecard. So with our strategic plan, we have what we call a balanced scorecard. So there's some grading on that we do just to tell us how we're doing, where we're at, and where we have some work to do. In the past, we've went through, the executive team has actually done the work of the assigning numbers. Then we brought it to council, and council's like, oh yeah, we agree. And then we put it in our annual report and whatnot. What has been missing in that is the public. So we haven't actually engaged the public in that piece. Now there is some fun stuff and some risk when you do engage the public, because does the public, because there'll be a survey, and does there get to be apathy? Does there get to be other things in play? So we'll have to try to design the survey in such a way that we try to weed some of that out. But at the same point, yeah, we want to involve the public and engage the public to see how we're doing with our strategic plan. So we're very much hoping that people don't just click on the survey link when we put it out there and just check. We hope that they, and a lot of people like to say that I will put a lot of words down, and in this case, we will make you read. There'll be, for every question, there'll be a little bit of blurb about this is what this is about. It won't be just like, because so it will take some time to do the survey, but we would encourage that. So we're hoping to have that survey out. Like, we do have council's grades right now, so we're hoping to have that survey out in the next week.
Okay,
And then we will put it out on social media pages and whatnot, so yeah.
yes, so hopefully those people who are taking the time to watch this will take the time to fill out the survey.
For sure, and it's really important for us to have the public engagement piece, so.
Just one of them questions is we're gonna have like a council calendar, like, you know what I mean? Like the firefighters do. Do we have that on there?
Sure. As an option, like how can we spice up council?
Spice up council a little bit. Huh? Put that on there. Okay, I'll make a motion.
Okay, featuring, are you Mr. April or what are you?
I'll be April. You know it.
Yeah.
I like a recorded vote.
Are there gonna be prizes for filling out the survey?
Yeah, we will probably do that too.
Is there?
You'll get
Calendar.
you'll be the April
Calendar.
And with Guy is Mr. April.
Mr. April.
It's a 1 month calendar.
Yeah, pretty much.
First and last time we have a calendar.
Okay, well, that sounds good. So yeah, we'll get that. Okay, next thing is SUMA is coming up on April the 12th to 15th. So one of those things with SUMA, this is mostly for Councillor Long and Deerdall, that we get 4 votes in resolutions.
We did it last year.
Were you there last year?
They were,
Anyway, we get 4 votes, so that means we gotta pick 4 people to vote.
And they have to be from council.
And they have to be from council, and we want you to be there and to vote. That's very important that we have our say on those resolutions. So there's 4 people listed there. Truthfully, if somebody really wants to vote, I'm happy to sit over your shoulder.
There's only 4 attending.
There's only 4 of us going, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
however we
I'm
don't.
going.
Yeah.
I'm
And
there.
you're on the list.
Yeah, so it's just.
Oh, yeah.
council-
We're short
yeah,
person.
yeah. So we're short, and when I say that only 4 of us going, we have not booked, so we won't be getting we wouldn't get the early registration that, we aren't early bird registering, but we are going to offer the new person to attend if it works for them. So we actually have a hotel room booked and we can register
What
them as well.
hotel room? What room? What hotel?
Did you not get it? Did nobody get the email? Okay, I will get it because I've changed it and assigned the room. So and I gave your email address, so I assumed that it sent you an email. So I will.
It's got hot tubs, saunas. Brian wanted it all.
Massage chairs. Hopefully it's the one that's right beside.
It's close as I could get this time. So yeah, I can't remember what these things. Sorry.
So the 2 of you are staying home to hold down the fort, or what?
It always works so well for me.
It's
Yeah.
very well for you.
And we're in Regina.
Don't want to hear about it.
That's right.
Well, you will.
Once-
It's like you don't know me at all.
Well, and since you bring that up, like we have definitely I've always create when we're at SUMA, I create a SUMA attendees WhatsApp group. So we may just pause the council and we'll all be in the.
Like I don't all know your phone numbers.
Yeah.
Block.
Did you get that thing from Sharon? No.
I'm just gonna send her how much fun we're having. That's all I'm sending. Too bad you weren't here.
So yeah, so you want to appoint, even though it's all those that are attending, but just
Yeah.
by phone resolution.
Is Rachel coming?
Yeah, Rachel and I are coming.
Luke gonna stop in at all or no?
No.
So we need a
Like if
motion on this?
you want, you're going,
No,
right?
he's not.
You're
So
not
yeah,
going.
so there's only 4
Oh.
going. So
I
yeah.
thought you said you were going. No, sorry.
My bad. So let's say there's only 3 going.
Sure.
Somebody vote twice.
You're just not using your full
Yeah.
power of
Mm.
delegate. Yeah,
Diplomacy.
Yeah, and you can't, and the administrator can't, staff cannot be assigned. It's very interesting. So, not that they should assign staff.
And Usually we go through resolutions before.
Yeah, and I actually thought this would have been a great meeting to do resolutions, but they're not ready yet, so.
Yes,
Like
it'd be
1 hour.
good to have a quick discussion.
Yeah,
about
no, for
those.
sure. Yeah, it'd be, if it's ready for next week, it'll be next week. But if not, it'll be the April 1st meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. We need a motion for that though, right?
Yeah, for your 4 delegates, voting delegates.
Well, I just
I'll
did
make the motion.
You just did, too late. Councilor Bruce makes that motion. All in favor? Carried. Well, that brings us to the end of the agenda.
That was too quick. Do we have anything else?
Anything?
Can we bring up something?
Can I adjourn?
No, we gotta bring up some other stuff.
Oh,
Discuss.
no,
2
you
hours.
missed the counselor part.
It's not on the agenda, so I'm not bringing it up.
Councilor Smith makes a motion to adjourn. This meeting is adjourned. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. Watch for, remember, by-election is tomorrow. You can come and vote if it's not tomorrow. Advanced polling is tomorrow, so please come out and vote.
Island
I know you're really confused.
Advanced polling is tomorrow, the 19th, and the actual election day is the 25th.
There you go.
So have a good night, everybody.